back to RoseTinted. Firstly, I want to apologise for any noise you can hear out of the window. We live next to a sports centre, there's currently a football match happening. And secondly, I want to introduce you to this video or this video series. So obviously if you are a subscriber of my channel, you will know that I have been posting pregnancy updates until I gave birth last week. And last time I gave birth to Nicholas, I didn't do any postpartum updates, but I found myself watching them just to kind of get an idea of what postpartum was going to look like. Obviously it's different for everybody, but I wanted like a rough idea. So I decided this time around I am going to post postpartum updates, probably until, I don't know, they say it takes up to a year for the body to go back to normal. I don't think I'll be doing it for a year, but I want to do them for a couple of months at least. Just to let you guys into what postpartum looks like if you're expecting, and if not, then you'll maybe enjoy being nosy like I like to be. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention was the reason for the postpartum updates is with Nicholas I didn't get any stretch marks, I didn't really gain any water weight, I didn't really have any complications. He was born full term, whereas this time around I did put on quite a bit of weight. I did get quite a few stretch marks, and my baby was born premature, so there's a couple of differences in how I'm coping with postpartum this time around than I did last time, and I wanted to share them with you. And I also wanted to share my postpartum body with you guys, which is quite nerve-wracking because I don't love it at the moment. Obviously I love the fact that my body carried my son and birthed my son, but it's really difficult to adjust to the way your body looks, and it's really difficult to get a realistic view of what postpartum bodies look like. So that is kind of my reasoning behind this series of videos. So without further ado, here is my first postpartum update video. Let's go! So when I am filming this, I am 1 week and 3 days postpartum. So I gave birth on the 7th of October, and today is the 17th of October, I want to say. So this is going to be laid out the same as my pregnancy videos: symptoms, products, appointments and other. So we'll start off with symptoms. So 1 week and 3 days postpartum, my bleeding for the most part has stopped, which is amazing. It means I stopped fairly quickly with both of my boys. However, I didn't have an episiotomy, I didn't have any grazes or tears, so I didn't require any stitches. So the bleeding that is happening is purely from stuff on the inside that needs to come out. Sorry for the TMI. But yeah, so I'm fairly lucky with that. I'm still expressing at the moment and attempting to breastfeed here and there, but Edmund is refusing breast milk, whether it's in a bottle or from the breast itself. Edmund doesn't seem to be enjoying breast milk, so we're slowly transitioning him from solely being on breast milk to solely being on formula, which I'm not overly happy about it because I was enjoying breastfeeding this time around, but if he's not going to drink it and he's not happy with it, I'm not going to force him. At least with formula I know how much he's taking, and I know he's getting a good feed, so that's okay. So I'm slowly working on milk letdown, which is tricky, but I'm getting there. My boobs have stopped swelling as much, so that's fine. And the afterbirth pains that you experience after giving birth, especially with subsequent children, so it's not as bad with your first child, but with your second, it's definitely a bit stronger. It's like the early, it's like the beginning of labour all over again. They stopped around day 5 or day 6. So now I have absolutely no afterbirth pains, whether I'm breastfeeding, expressing, moving around, that kind of thing. There is no afterbirth pain now, which is amazing because it's not comfortable. Moving on to the products that I am still using a week postpartum. So obviously I am still having to use breast pads because although I have for the most part stopped breastfeeding, I do still leak milk. My body is still making milk. So I'm still using breast pads and nursing bras where possible, just for comfort more than anything. And then obviously to go along with that is sanitary towels. So although my bleeding for the most part has stopped, I do find that I bleed a little bit when I've done like mild exercise. So if I've been out and about for the day with the boys and Spuggy and stuff like that, or just doing a lot of housework and stuff, I do tend to find that I bleed a little. So I am still wearing sanitary towels on the daily. These ones are just the body form ones. They're quite good. Any giant sanitary towels will do, especially if you're going to bleed a little bit longer, just for comfort more than anything. Something new that I am using this time around, which I didn't last time, which is mainly because my stomach was a lot bigger this time, is a belly bandit. So this is essentially a band that you put around your stomach, and it helps to contract the uterus back down and pull all your organs back to where they're supposed to be, because they all do a bit of a hokey cokey in there while you're pregnant. So you wrap this round, it's quite tight. I don't wear it for any longer than 8 hours in a day, and I am only wearing it about 4 days a week because, well, just because that seems healthier. But it does have these straps here, and then it has the big straps, and you just adjust it to how tight is comfortable for you. Don't put it too tight, obviously, because otherwise you'll start moving your organs to different places, which is not the aim. I am obviously still relishing in the fact that I can get away with wearing granny pants, and if I'm honest, I wore granny pants and like really unattractive underwear for about a year after Nicholas was born, and my excuse was still, I've just had a baby. So I'm not convinced I was 100% out of these when I actually fell pregnant with Edmund, but granny pants, super comfortable. If not just comfort, they're better for holding like your sanitary towels. Ladies, a thong and pretty underwear will not serve you well at this time, so enjoy wearing the ugliest, comfiest pants you can find, because they're a lifesaver. The other thing I am still using is this. This is an electric breast pump. Obviously you attach the suction cup bottles to your boobs. They are currently in the sterilizer, so I don't have them, but this is the little egg part, the electric part of the breast pump. This was actually gifted to me by my mum and stepdad, and basically it's a wireless breast pump, so wherever I am I can get some milk. But yeah, still using one of those. Highly recommend it over a manual pump, especially if your plan is to express enough to feed with. If you're looking for just a bit of like relief from the engorgement, then a hand pump is actually really, really helpful. And last but not least is my raspberry tea. So I mentioned this in my third trimester essentials. Basically, raspberry leaf tea is supposed to be really good for inducing labour, but aside from that, it's actually supposed to be really good for helping women heal. It's supposed to have healing properties and all this kind of jazz in it. So I'm still taking this because I swear by raspberry tea for the quick recovery with Nicholas and with Edmund. So yep, I am still taking my raspberry tea. It tastes really good as well. I mean, I may as well drink up. But yeah, still drinking that. And then moving on to appointments and other. So I am getting 2 health visitor appointments a week, or 2 midwife appointments a week at the house. I don't know if this is common practice or not. I think it's purely because Edmund was a premature baby, so they are making sure that his weight is steadily gaining and that his temperature is regulating itself, that he's not jaundice, and that his glucose is still climbing, I suppose, because these were problems that we noticed when he was born. I had to stay in for a couple of days for observation because he was premature. They had to check all these different things over before they would discharge us. But if you're interested in that, I would go and check out my labour and delivery story for that. I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday at 2:40 to discuss back pain. So again, if you haven't seen my labour and delivery story, I actually had kidney stones at the time that I gave birth. And I did pass the kidney stones after I gave birth naturally because they moved whilst I was in labour, and because I was labouring, didn't feel the pain, which is absolutely fine by me. However, I think I've actually injured my back, or done something to my back whilst in labour, because I can no longer bend down I can no longer like twist and stuff like that without getting shooting pains in my pelvis, in my upper back, my lower back, my ribs and my neck. So I've got a doctor's appointment to get that seen to on Thursday. Hopefully everything's okay there. And I am back in my size 6 clothing. Although I'm back in my size 6 clothing, I do not look like my size 6 self. But I will do a belly shot for you guys in a minute. But I'll show you what I'm wearing just now. So at the moment I have on these, like, I think they're actually my workout leggings from before I had a baby, because I now do not go to the gym. And this is what my stomach looks like at the moment. In clothes, I'll add, because in clothes looks much better than out of clothes. And then my postpartum belly, which, aren't you lot lucky, looks a little something like this. So obviously my stretch marks are still there, they don't just vanish when the baby comes out, but they have kind of gathered in the same place, which is nice. Whilst my stomach was stretched, they were just like all over the belly, whereas now they're kind of all centered here, and they have already started fading, which is amazing. But I'll maybe need to work on them a bit more. But that is what the stomach looks like from the front. This is it from the side. And in terms of weight gain, I have a little bit of love handlage going on that will need to go. And although my stomach looks semi-flat, it's very wrinkly and very saggy. But yes, that's that. My stomach isn't hairy anymore, which is great, because for some reason whenever I'm pregnant my stomach decides to grow its own afro, which, I mean, fine, but it's a lot of maintenance. So yeah, so that is what my stomach looks like postpartum. My boobs look relatively the same, and I wouldn't be showing you them anyway, but they have started to go down in size now. I went up a cup and a half when my milk first came in, and they've definitely gone back to semi-normal now, so that's all good. Apart from that, I don't have much to update you guys on at the moment, so I suppose my next update will be when I am 8 weeks postpartum and I'm allowed to go back to the gym and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been quite nerve-wracking actually, to show my stomach and put it on the internet. It's a bit weird really, but I don't know, maybe it'll have a healing side for me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are currently expecting, or you're just being nosy like I am, I do hope that this was a video you enjoyed. If you are expecting, then don't worry about your postpartum body, because everybody's body is different and yours will heal the way it needs to. So don't fret, don't worry about it, it's all good. If you guys are interested in seeing more content from me, then don't forget to press the subscribe button down below. It is free of charge and it helps me out a huge amount. And also click the little bell button. It will notify you every time I upload a new video so that you don't miss one. And until next time guys, bye!